Welcome to Snow Shoveling for Seniors. The first thing you need to do is check with your doctor if you think that shoveling snow might not be right for you. Otherwise, dress appropriately. Especially pay attention to your footwear. You might want to put those cleats on the bottom of your boots or your shoes if you don't have proper treads. Choosing the right shovel will make your snow shoveling a lot easier and a lot more enjoyable. And there are some great ergonomic shovels available today that aren't too expensive. Pay close attention to your form and take it slow and gentle. Be mindful of your surroundings. And if you pay close attention to your form, you will be working your glutes, your hamstrings, your quads, your back muscles, your shoulders, and your core muscles for balance. And stop periodically for water and for a stretch. Do these 5 strength training exercises regularly to prepare yourself for the big snow. And enjoy the outdoors. Winter is wonderful. Whenever you're going to lift snow, you're going to need strength. And you're going to get that strength and power from your legs, not your back. Your legs have the biggest muscles. So you make sure that you use your legs to lift the snow. So in order to do that, I have to be able to squat properly, which means I have to be able to lower my hips and my upper body down, bending my knees to be able to squat and get the most power from those big quads and hamstrings and glute muscles. So to lift some of this snow, I want to squat, get the snow, and push it a little bit and lift it back up. The wrong way to do this is to think, no, I'll use my back. The muscles are smaller in your back. There's more of them, but they're very, very busy back there. There's a lot going on in your back. So if you bend over to get to this snow like this, even putting your head down, which makes it even worse, and then try to lift it, you're using your back muscles. So you want to practice the squat, leg muscles, to lift and throw the snow. So the exercise that you're going to practice is a squat. You don't have to practice it outside. Practice it inside. Get really good at it. And then maybe your brain will remember when you want to lift something that's down low, like snow, it'll automatically go for the leg muscles to do the job. So you're going to practice getting your feet shoulder width apart, standing in your best posture, you know the routine, and then lowering your hips and pushing your knees out over your toes and getting as low as you can and then coming back up. Now you could go down really, really slowly to practice the squat and come back up faster. You could go down fast and come up slower. Or you could really work those muscle fibers in those legs and in those glutes by going down slowly and holding it, 3, 2, 1, and then coming up slowly. And do as many of those squat moves as you can until you can't do anymore. And you get the most out of the squat. You'll be ready for the snow. Sometimes when you're out and you're working on the snow and you're pushing it around and you're lifting it up and throwing it, sometimes you might be in an unstable position with your legs, or you'll be standing on something like ice or a pile of snow. The best way to simulate that in the house is to do a lunge. So let's put one foot forward and one back. Now you're in an unstable position. And then practice lowering your body, keeping your upper body pretty much straight. No bending at the waist, just lowering your body and coming back up. And if you want, you can hold on to something that's heavier than you, and you can lower your body and do a little bit of a turn to the side, which makes your body even more unstable. Keep your head up, turn back and come up. Lower your body, turn toward the leg, turn toward the leg that's back a little bit. Back to center and come up. Not much of a twist. We're just trying to strengthen all the muscles in our lower body, not only our quads and our hamstrings, but the other ones that will allow us to twist without falling over. And then you would do the other side too. So you would lower your body slowly until you can't go any further, and then do a little tiny twist, straighten out and come back up, holding onto a weight or doing it without the weight. You're in the house, remember? You could be outside, but I'd practice the lunge, twist, untwist, back up in the house until I got really good at it. So that when I'm outside and I'm trying to throw the snow or push it, I might have one leg forward, I might reach, I'm still going to squat, it becomes a lunge. I get the snow and I do a little twist and throw it. Okay? I don't twist very much. I squat, get the snow I want, do a little twist, not much, and then throw it. If you twist a lot, you better be twisting your whole body, not just the upper part of your body, or you're going to be in trouble. So if I want to throw it behind me, I've got to come up, turn my whole body, and then throw it. Lots to think about when you're out in an unstable environment like winter with all the snow and ice. You don't want to hurt yourself. You want to practice the lunge in the house until you're good at it. And then you can go out, and if you happen to be lunging, you can do a little bit of a twist with it and you'll be okay. But when you want to turn, make sure you raise your body up and turn the whole body, and then you can turn safely. The third exercise is core muscles. You want them to be strong. Now, where are the core muscles? The core muscles are not only the muscles between your neck and your belly, the surface muscles. Some people call them core muscles, but the real deal for core muscles is deep inside your body next to your spine. And you want those muscles to be strong. So to work the core muscles, maybe when you're standing and you don't have time to lie down, when you're standing, I like doing the bird dog. So to strengthen those core muscles deep inside my body, and remember, I'm in my house where I don't have all this snow to worry about and I can stand up nice and tall. I put one arm over my head, and then when I push the arm back, push it back, when I'm pushing the arm back, I'm going to push my heel back on the opposite leg. So I'm standing up tall with an arm overhead. I'm going to push the arm back and the opposite leg back, heel first. There's one. There's two. There's three. Other side. Working the core deep inside my body next to my spine. So the arm is up, it's straight, it's going to go back, and the opposite leg, heel first, is going back. Back, neutral, back, neutral, back, neutral. You might not think you're doing much. You might think, that's a stupid exercise. I don't even feel it doing anything. That's because you're working the core muscles deep inside your body. If you want to know what they're called, multifidi is one, and transverse abdominis is another. Okay? So work those core muscles with the bird dog. Opposite arm, opposite leg. Not only are you working all those lower body muscles and those core muscles, but you're also working your upper back and your shoulders. The best exercise I can think of to strengthen those upper back muscles and shoulder muscles is a press. And there's a whole lot of different kinds of presses, but I'm just going to stand in neutral with my feet shoulder width apart. Remember, I'm in the house. Practice makes permanent. I'm in there so that when I get outside, I'll be really good at this. I won't have to think about it too much. My brain will just take over and it'll do them properly. So when I'm outside here or inside, I could just take my arms up at shoulder height and stretch them out like this and bring them back in. Squeeze my shoulder blades when they're in, round my back when they're out. It's a press. Shoulder blades together, shoulder blades apart. It's just pushing away and pulling back. It's a press. If you don't like that, you can press this way, 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 but I like just the ordinary straight press out, round my back, pull in, bring my shoulder blades together. How many do? You do as many as you can and when you're in the house until you can't do any more. And that'll give you the most benefit from the press. If it's just way too easy and you could do hundreds of these and you never get tired, hold on to a weight when you're in the house. Maybe not the shovel, but a couple of cans of beans, whatever, and press out and pull in, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Use some kind of a weight. Then you maybe can only do a half a dozen before you get tired. So you can change the weight from a body weight to an external weight, a press. The last exercise is called a deadlift. This will strengthen your low back, and it involves bending over. Because you know what, I sometimes don't trust you people out there. Sometimes I think that even though you know how important it is to squat, to lift things up, sometimes you just don't squat and you bend over to lift something up. So let's just see, suppose we wanted to pick up the shovel. Well, we could either squat straight down, reach for it and pick it up using those strong leg muscles, or we could bend, hinge at the hips, push the hips back, bend, using our back muscles, and pick up the weight. We might even do it this way. Notice, my legs are still straight, I'm using my back. I don't want you to do that, but just in case you might fall into that old habit, I want you to practice the deadlift. So the deadlift, you're in the house, you're standing in neutral, best posture possible, and when you're ready, you're gonna pick up something off the floor. Doesn't matter what it is. You're gonna bend or hinge at the hips, push the hips back, bend, reach down with your hands, pick it up, and slowly come back up. Holy cats, that requires a lot of strength in those little muscles in your low back. It's very dangerous, but if you practice the deadlift, which is just doing that, bending, hinging at the hips, reaching down, and slowly coming back up. That will strengthen the low back area, even though I don't want you to get into that bad habit when you're shoveling snow. I want you to use your legs. Whatever you do, don't reach when you're down there for something out there. Make sure your feet are pretty close to it. Like suppose the shovel is there. Well, I'm not going to reach for it from here. I'm going to get close to the shovel and then bend and do the deadlift and pick it up close to my body. And then I'm ready to go. So whatever you're picking it up close to your body, not out here. When you reach out there, you're asking for big time back problems. The deadlift. Do as many of those hinging and picking up as you can. Take your time, pick up something not too heavy, bring it back up until you're in a vertical position. And then do it again. Do as many as you can till you can't do any more. If the thing that you're picking up is too light, just make it a little heavier. Not too heavy though, okay? And then you should be ready for the snow.